So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Gerald. Thank you.
Connectedness can be something that people look for, reject, run from, find serendipitously, celebrate. I looked through various of my poems to find ones that were connected in various ways, so I'll leave it to you to work out to what extent they are or are not. A number of poems to do with nature, I think, inevitably, and what I say about those, I think, is fairly self-evident. First one is called Sick Transit. Now, when I read this at the workshop, there was hilarity because people suggested it sounded like a white van that needed an MOT. It's clearly the Latin. Sick transit, ... You fill in the rest of the well-known saying. So, sick transit. The orchard was most appreciated when the owners had left and the fence was down. All the children sauntering home from school stopped for a handful of green cherries or a rock-hard pear. Not a king of Spain's daughter among us, as, petulant and soured, we littered the path with discarded fruit. It takes little to ruin fruit trees. They're not at their best, with branches wrenched groundwards, and the bulldozers which follow are even more unsparing. Fox in the City. The vixen screams. From my balcony I watch her stalking a maisonette, bold as you like. Hers is the only movement. Has no one ever at least opened a window as she throats her urgency? In the morning, the black bags will be torn apart again. Juice cartons and soggy paper flung about for us to tut at. Our domestic trivialities exposed for what they are. She'll scream again tomorrow night, no doubt, and we'll all turn over and mutter, why doesn't somebody just shoot her? Post-operative. I am the caged lion, prowling in my limping fashion the length of my cage, from kitchen to sofa, bathroom to bed. I press my face against the window bars, watching the men who garden and who deliver. Children run on gravel that I can only dream of. I must submit to several weeks of this, painkillers, and the impossibility of 4 flights of stairs. But, unlike lions or capuchin monkeys or penguins, my freedom is certain. My gradual return to old haunts assured. The lion may, in a sense, have friends who do his shopping. Keepers appear regularly with cuts of meat and medication, if appropriate. But he cannot, when the mood takes him, dial an antelope, or books, or company. Telephones sit awkwardly in pause. Control is never his, though I have only to press the numbers and tell the world, what I would like is, and I would like it now, please. Flint. Buckets plunge in silt with grey abandon. Chains and engine doing their best and worst, dredging life cycles and histories. On the spoil heap, walled shells desiccate, amazed by the fatal touch of light. Ruined cresses wrap a shaped stone. My father claims his treasure. Mine now, my turn. As fingers fold around the hearth, they feel at home. Feints of slicing, lifting hide from belly. I am my most distant grandsire. 3 boys stalk the riverbank, eyes peeled, alert for bubbles, leaves disturbed. Flint, stick or pebble, cocked and ready. And then I tapped it on a stone. I was 10 and I spoilt it. The watered patina, unbroken since the stars last moved, chipped open and its heart exposed. I keep it in a box now, folded in a cloth. I don't deserve its handshake, and the wound still glares. Grandad's plot. Double meaning in plot. We buried Grandad secretly beneath his allotment. He'd made us promise enough times, at least 8 feet down, mind you, well beyond the reach of any horticultural zealot's double digging. Grandad was a small man physically, but his influence spread out, you might say, above ground and below, in the living and the growing, like unstoppable mycelium. Those are peas that were his eyes. Of his bones are parsnips made. But we couldn't bring ourselves to eat any of it. Too much like a primitive tribe chomping on their forebears for good luck. You have to draw the line somewhere. We gave the produce to a care home. We thought they'd benefit from Grandad's richness of spirit, his sheer cussedness. That's clearly not a true story. I'm really a vegetarian, but I would not want my parsnips being cultivated from a dead relative. Right. Last one, Beowulf. I'm amused at the synchronicity of it. Writing my own lines about death, and then reading more of an epic in a dead language on which I shall be examined tomorrow. I'm running between the giving of rings in a gabled hall and the burial mound outside, where the freshly turned earth bears evidence of an older inhumation. A dead hand with a ring, touching shreds of paper. Thank you.